I'm waiting for you. La-da-dee-dee. Just mentioning to the crew, there's got to be something wrong when Josh Groban looks the way he does, sings the way he does, and never had a zit in his life, and I look the way I do and sing the way I do. Josh Groban, any moment now, live by satellite from Los Angeles. And there he is. Look at this, Josh, for a cue, huh? Any moment now. Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona. I know it's one of your favorite places.
It is absolutely one of my favorite places. You know, I remember every single audience from every one of our last concerts, and Phoenix ranks in the top 3 of the great crowd energies. So it's great to talk to you.
I saw Muhammad Ali, let me see, Saturday night over in Scottsdale at a restaurant, and his wife still is talking about your performance at Fight Night, and we thank you for that. By the way, producer David Foster is in and out often, and he still tells the story. We're going to be talking about the DVD and the CD in just a moment. But that moment, filling in for Bocelli, looking at Celine Dion, and how old were you?
I was 17 years old. This was at the Grammys 10 years ago, and I was absolutely terrified. And my dad, they let him have a shaky camera in the audience, and you know, I didn't realize that would be a big break for me. I just knew that I wanted to do a good job for David, and I kind of looked at it as just that's my gig for the day. I just needed to do a good job. And 10 years later, singing that song with Bocelli at the Grammys this year was a major full circle moment for me, and a song that's kind of been very, very important in my life.
Bring your dad's shaky video to the show sometime when the next time you're.
I will. Oh, we enjoy that some, because David, you know, when David tells you to come by to rehearse at the Grammys, David Foster, he doesn't think to send you a pass or anything like that. So we're standing at the backstage entrance, trying to say, you know, look, my son here. He's my son. You have to sing with Celine Dion. You know, they're like, yeah, right.
So listen, so you've done that, and millions of sales later. Is it an enormous gamble to be again releasing a live performance? I mean, you can't go back and correct those things.
No, it's not a gamble. I mean, it's you know, for me, I mean, well, I guess the gamble is, yeah, I mean, you know, when you're on stage and you're doing something that's a one night only, you know, yeah, come to think of it, it's a tremendous gamble. You know, you're bringing in a $1 million budget into a 13 camera system into a room where it just, you know, some nights the stars just don't align. That night was one of those really almost flawless nights, and we were just thanked our lucky stars that it turned out that way. But yes, I mean, I think that after releasing something that's very polished like the studio CD, it's nice to kind of capture something that is a bit more on the edge and a little bit more risky to do, and I think the fans appreciate it. I certainly, as a music fan, like seeing that from my favorite artists.
Now I'm sorry that I even mentioned that it was a gamble, because
now, I'll never do it again. I didn't even realize it until just now, Pat.
Awake Live. Why Salt Lake City?
A few reasons. One was that it was a city that has a group of fans that have been so warm and supportive of me and my music ever since I performed there at the Winter Olympics in 2002. They've been right there with me. It was the fastest selling venue of the entire tour, so we knew the audience would be great. We also, by coincidence, had 2 nights off there, so we had time to really rehearse this very intricately directed show. And to add on top of all that, it was the first arena that I ever played in my whole career. So to be back in that city, in that arena, and to be taping it, it was a real special night for us. And
it's out now, Awake Live, CD, DVD, with about 45 seconds to go. You've performed and you've worked in studio with Ladysmith, Black Mambazo, Dave Matthews, Paul Simon. Is there one artist, Josh, that you perhaps have never met that you really would love to perform with in some capacity?
I've always been fascinated with Bjork, as strange as that might sound. I think she is somebody who's very experimental, and she taps into so many different genres, and I think she's got a very cool, unique voice, and you know, I'd love to do something totally different and really kind of off the wall with her. She's on my dream list.
Like show up at an awards ceremony with a swan stole for 2.
Whatever it takes.
Okay. Listen, it's Josh Groban. I'd love to have you on the show live, particularly if you're coming in again for the Muhammad Ali event. You've been devoted to that.
It's always an honor to be there for the champ and to support such an incredible cause. And and to the fans in Phoenix that not only support my music, but that great event. I hope to see everybody soon.
One more request, and that is tell everybody about Awake Live. When, where can they rush to the stores now?
Any store where fine music is sold. if music stores even still exist, I'm not sure they do. But there's always the internet.
Yeah, and it's
Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. It's you know, haven't made it to the QVC yet, but we're working on it.
By the way, I was reading about you and Carnegie Mellon, and as an LA kid, I hadn't really associated you with that Pittsburgh institution. But you were a musical theater major, and that was intriguing to me with the quality of work that you do and your interest in acting besides music. Would it even be practical for you to be involved with musical theater in the future?
Absolutely, and any chance I get, I've been fortunate enough to sing for Sondheim's birthday at the Hollywood Bowl. I just came back from London where I did a concert version of Chess at Royal Albert Hall for PBS. So, you know, any chance I get, I love to tap into that world. Unfortunately, I can't do an 8-show-a-week run of anything right now, but, you know, when the right time comes and the right role comes along, that's something that's definitely, you know, in my heart and soul, and I'll be tapping into it again soon.
The only thing I'm asking you for is a backstage pass, and I want to come back after opening night to see Josh Groban on stage. Listen, I thank you so much for everything, and most particularly the success that I know you're going to have with Awake Live, our friends in Salt Lake. Consistently making a friend of Josh Groban. Hey, a little later on, we're going to tell you how to make sure that your grandkids continue to roll around in money. Of course, one of the best things to do is to have your grandkids know David Foster and then appear with Celine Dion. However, short of that, you're going to find out about health care in the United States and a variety of things available only on the Pat McMahon Show on a Tuesday morning. Don't go anywhere.